Hello guys, it's Friday, which means a video from my office on Laravel Daily. Not that much about Laravel from technical point of view, but more about dev career and productivity. And productivity will be the exact topic of this video. I have 4 tips for you for more productive work. 1 of them will be technical and 3 of them will be kind of general purpose about time management and productivity. So the first is kind of obvious. Tip number 1, know your tools and master them. In general, the word tool means IDE, terminal, plugins, configuration, keyboard shortcuts, and stuff like that. This is a general thing. In other words, sharpen your axe before going to cut the tree. And I don't mean you have to go through the course on PHP Storm or VS Code or something. You can do it step by step. So you're working on something, and as soon as you realize that you're doing something manually for a few times, try to find a shortcut, install a plugin, create terminal alias, or whatever is the shorter way. Also, if you install the plugin or IDE or any tool, don't be lazy and check out the documentation for settings of that plugin or tool. So many things are configurable, changeable to work within your process. Recently, I shot a video for Twitter on Laravel Idea, how to configure, for example, how it generates factories with using fake Laravel helper instead of this faker. So there are a gazillion of settings in the plugins and IDEs and terminal and other tools you use. So adopt better habits related to your tools. As soon as you notice something can be improved, improve step by step, and a year down the road you would be massively more productive, saving a lot of time from unneeded keystrokes or operations that happen automatically, including newest AI assistants. I think I will be talking about AI assistants more on this channel in 2025, reviewing some of them and comparing them, so subscribe to the channel to get all of those. So that's tip number 1, know your tools. Then tip number 2 and 3 and 4 are kind of related around the same topic of productivity. And I will start with a typical scenario is, what if you want to tackle a bigger task, a bigger kind of issue or feature, and usually in our brain we procrastinate a lot. We stop, look at the feature, then we sigh and like, I should probably go watch YouTube or Twitter or whatever. That happens, right? So the start is usually the most difficult part. So the thing I noticed about myself, which is tip number 2, slice bigger tasks into more manageable chunks. So don't think about the payment feature as like payment feature, for example, but the task number 1 could be get the credentials from Stripe, for example, or install Laravel Cashier, or install Laravel Spark, or whatever. And then as soon as you get going, the first few minutes, then you get into the flow of actually doing something useful instead of thinking about overwhelmingly huge tasks. So slice, divide, and conquer. There's a saying about that. Tip number 3 related to that. Time and time again, while experimenting with various time management techniques, year after year I went back to classical Pomodoro technique. The classical understanding of that is that you divide your working time into chunks of 25 minutes with 5-minute breaks between each other. There are various options to that, like 15 minutes and 10-minute break, but basically it goes in the same logic. That's why I said that tips are related, the same logic of divide and conquer. So you have to slice your tasks into multiple manageable slices, roughly 25 minutes or 50 minutes if you choose the longer Pomodoros. So that rhythm allows you to stay focused on manageable thing, focus on one single current task instead of thinking about 23 other tasks in your pipeline. Also, it manages your energy level throughout the day, so active and non-active, which is important. Breaks are required. This is part of the technique. And we'll talk about energy a bit later in this video at the end, but basically you add the structure to the day. Now, that structure doesn't necessarily have to be really strict, so some people swear by those 25 minutes, not necessarily. In reality, you're working on a task and then you have 25 minutes over, and then it's your decision whether to continue for a little bit more or stop right away. And when your brain knows that there's like 10 minutes left in the Pomodoro cycle, it magically forces you to focus. At least it worked for me in many years. So if we combine tips 2 and 3, slice the tasks and then limit the time for each task and take breaks between those work sessions. Tip number 4 is how to avoid distractions if you work in a team It's a typical thing to get emails, Slack notifications, or some notifications on your phone or computer while working on your current task. And this is very bad. Such notifications may get you off the track very easily for a very long time, because then you would need to spend time and energy to get back into the flow to remember what you were even doing 10 minutes ago. So those are the biggest killers of the productivity. This is not a new thing, but what I found interesting over the years, again, I've been practicing and reading and practicing a lot about time management, is that if you turn off the notification, like you wouldn't get the notification right away from Slack or email or somewhere, but you schedule the time, design the specific time to get through all those notifications manually, yourself, actively. For example, you finished one section of 25 minutes, one Pomodoro, then you take a break, and then your next section is check email, check Slack, check everything, and then reply to whoever needs your help. And if they do need your help for a longer amount of time, then you schedule the next Pomodoro, the next work session with them, for example. So basically turn off the live notifications. That said, of course, we want to be good teammates and we want to react quickly to questions or whoever needs our input. But in my experience, they can usually wait for a while. In very rare situations, they need you right away, there and then. Usually, if you reply within 30 minutes or within 1 hour, the world doesn't end. Armageddon doesn't really happen. What does tend to happen though, at least in my experience, first, they start to respect your time more. They think that you're busy on something important, which you are, and they tend to distract you less in the future. And also, interestingly, very often a problem which you were supposed to be involved in, the problem may be resolved without your help within that 30 minutes or an hour. So many times it happened to me. Now, if we combine all those 3 tips, you slice your task, you turn off the notification, and you get into the zone, your lab, your flow, happy place for 25 minutes or 50 minutes, and then you get out and then check if someone needs you. This is my overall flow of how I work for recent probably years after experimenting with a lot of different techniques about productivity. Of course, it depends on your team, on the projects you work with, and adapt my ideas to your reality, but this is my personal take. And finally, what I want to emphasize in this video is that while talking about productivity, a lot of people are talking about time management. So how do we divide our 8 hours per day? Or in fact, for developers, my personal belief is that 6 hours per day is maximum that our brain can work on actively and with results. But we're still talking about time management, but in reality, on the ground, it's more about energy management. That's what I meant, that we will get back to energy topic at the end of this video. So basically, you start the day with maximum of 100% of your energy capacity. If that, quite often we start with lower amount. For example, if we don't sleep well or eat well, or if we have some mental issues in family, or if we are sick, the starting point could be as low as 50%. And then your goal is to divide that energy potentially probably in the first half of the day, the first part of the day. This is where usually humans are more productive and more energetic. So by the afternoon, probably you should leave the energy, at least that works for me, you should leave the energy leftovers to stuff like answering emails, planning, more like administrative tasks that don't require much brain power. So yeah, these are 4 tips about dev productivity. What do you think? What would you add to this list? What worked for you? Let's discuss all of that in the comments below. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.